minority leader has a history. We plan to enter this chamber together. Unfortunately, in his first attempt, he couldn't make it, and I made it. Mr. Chairman, he lost that primaries, and I won. And today, I'm one term older than him. Mr. Chairman, I'm his senior. He's older than me just 4 months, same year. We are 2 constituencies apart. We used to do private sector business even before we all entered here, and we've known ourselves growing up. Today, the tables have turned. He's now the minority leader. Kwamina, learn from me and be good.
Marshal in a Kwaba, Edoba, Amisiti, when the vetting committee, a quasetna. Now, vetting committee may can only say John Romani Mahama, if you say, appointing ministers, the 3 ministers already. Intende umkopimo vetting committee. First person, what is it? The can say Minister of Finance, Ekopim Ato Forson, and I'm looking at Kopim, no copium, no on one main man, and a science vetting committee or Namini and there, may say a year fair, a science, and it's full of storytelling. What is Ato Forson, Eko no Nunia, Afenyo-Markin. Afenyo-Markin, so Ato Forson, Abrana Ato Forson, ya majority no, na Afenyo-Markin, and a majority leader, our parliament in the MPP. I see a notable na tenning. Afenyo akwaye majority. Almost is any male crew majority because ne dom no crown, omundu majority and casa, we male crew in a dom kit will be NSC cra or down and then on another vetting committee table no Abra and one down for the best friend pa. What I say, the best friend Ato Forson, a corporate finance minister vetting ako. Okopimo Ato Forson children say, okay, and the table has 10. And I say, yes, honorable table not 10 in that year. Men I knew, men are better when more vetting me. Now, I say, yes, we found a normal. On found a sruggy, or found a srodia. We will become away because men know dear. A 1 constituency per any train team. At the same time, if so do 2 things, and maybe you are senior because Abraham Numunina. Ye a quadruma boom pepeno. I promise a perceived parliament. Abrana will call promise and Lucia, and I may be winning me promise. Into maybe the Kajao. Into maybe seeing 1 term. Into the Mima page out there, me you senior. Into the Metiana me bavetia. A so who's a man me you senior. Into so young to was you question 1 at the monarchy I asked them. And the Bechevet in Penfo will no be asre. Say, Nkofwe, infante full comedian pa and a baby more parliamentary. Minia, let's get something serious. Infante full comedian or people vetting. Afenyo, any Ato Forson, Omina, with the same area, but just 1 constituency per any children team. What I say, in the Afenyo, any Nibra, any copy more vetting, and there, table not 10 Afenyo interview a Ato Forson. Now, I mean, the question the a bit papa, you could see Abra na Afenyo, and I say Ato Forson, AD a Afenyo-Markin, one dance. At the actual vetting phone penny for a bribe be son of question. Odin one dance and say, or no the count of parliament jano into Mount Charlie so young to was or say senior. A would you minimum as I channel, you could TB and Fambla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Myself and the minority leader has a history. We plan to enter this chamber together. Unfortunately, in his first attempt, he couldn't make it, and I made it. Mr. Chairman, he lost that primaries, and I won. And today, I'm 1 term older than him. Mr. Chairman, I'm his senior. He's older than me just 4 months, same year. We are 2 constituencies apart. We used to do private sector business even before we all entered here, and we've known ourselves growing up. Everyone knows the relationship between us. But working with him didn't stop me from doing my work. And it didn't stop him from also doing his work. And so, to add to colleagues, we may have relationships, but it should not stop you from doing your work. You should work for God and country. And you have to do it with the best of intention to help our country grow. We did just that. We've had a moment. We fought. We united ourselves. Today, the tables have turned. He's now the minority leader. Kwamina, learn from me and be good. Be good.
That's a good one.
Be good. Be good.
This how Hon Ato Forson a gene in sim which a chess only a penny and a chain Ato Forson or parliament. The Ato Wunyan to Boise. What as was Afenyo to Boise Mano, man may be question Casacasivia or and be channel law questions because only the count of parliament Eddie Channel. From that, Enna Hon Afenyo-Markin a chance at way. Sisiano, Yenim say, what ye, why ye allegation be bread at 2 years war, and ye are been so a fish one part. And they are been fish war, wo, and ye the finance minister, Ashwasa. One cast out to force in our John. What is this here? Ghana, ye be here, common fund, Eddie IMF phone chain. Now preparation bang, and I would ya to Kunjaso. Then a why ye, then a waka. Then pana a woo and this wadi huntia, second ye choir me for Bessan boy. And I'm to question the matter for Forson. Minia, a easy. Tiwiso, a fabula.
I would want to ask him. He's aware that a key development partner, the IMF, entered into some agreement with us. And in that agreement, they required of us to put in place certain measures. He is aware that the e-levy and the betting tax and other taxes he considers are nuisance taxes have been captured as part of our revenue sources in this agreement with the IMF. So government really has no unfettered discretion. How do you justify the repealing of these tax laws without hurting the very agreement that you have with the IMF? You think, in other words, you think that you can freely repeal these tax laws and without introducing a new revenue measure, the fund will be happy with you and will not see that your repealing of these tax laws amount to breaching an existing agreement with them? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the IMF did not ask the former government to introduce e-levy. The e-levy was introduced before the IMF program. And so the IMF did not ask you to introduce e-levy. The betting tax was also introduced by yourselves, not the IMF. It's not an IMF prescription. The IMF will give you a fiscal deficit to achieve. It is up to you how you achieve it. And we'll do just that.
Yeah, Chairman,
let me say this.
Okay, sure.
But let me say this, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the NDC government recognizes that there is an IMF program. We are committed to implement the IMF program. We are also committed to achieve objectives of the IMF program. We are not going to jettison the IMF program. We implement it. It is an agreement between the Republic of Ghana and the International Monetary Fund. Today, we are in government. We have a responsibility to implement it. I'm on record to have said that we will implement the IMF program. And so we'll implement the IMF program. We are not running away from that. And so whatever it takes, we will not run away from the implementation of the IMF program. And we'll implement it to the latter and achieve the objectives of the IMF program.
So, Chair, is the nominee therefore suggesting to us that repealing these tax laws, these taxes that he considers them nuisance, repealing them without introducing new taxes or other forms of taxes in their place will not amount to breaching the IMF agreement?
Mr. Chairman, you can rake in other form of revenue through compliance. You can use compliance measures to bring in additional revenue to replace these taxes you are removing.
Finally, leader, your government is proposing overhauling the existing foreign exchange regime. As finance minister, what is the alternative? Have you any comprehensive foreign exchange policy you will pursue? Because it's not just enough to say that you will depart from the existing foreign exchange. The country would like to know how you intend to come up with an alternative policy. Which policy will help to address the currency depreciation and build more foreign exchange buffers? We would want to know from you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Bank of Ghana has a mandate to deal with our foreign exchange regime. I'm not being vetted as a governor of the Republic of Ghana or the Bank of Ghana. I'm being vetted as a minister responsible for finance. I don't want to make policies or policy proposals that will tie the monetary policy regime. I think we should leave that to the central bank and the governor or the next governor to be able to have the power to deal with monetary policy, particularly the management of our foreign exchange. But I have a record to have said that the Bank of Ghana alone cannot be left to anchor the currency. It doesn't mean we are going to micromanage the foreign exchange regime. It means we are going to coordinate with the Bank of Ghana. So we'll coordinate effectively with the central bank to be able to manage Ghana's foreign exchange regime. That I know we will do.
Until here, we are Afenyo-Markin, and then the first question at the Hon Ato Forson. At the same time, also baby, and also baby sa, Ato Forson at way. Tiwesu, Musi ye levy, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye levy no. Mubetrum, betting task, Mubetrum. Into mucha those kind of near money now we are as a war finance minister. Then pan and bet to them will sell some. I ever boy ebe mamu income. I'm dear boy my way. And Ato Forson said those kind of near money in idea. In the next 21 days, 120 days, you know, they will cancel all those kind of tools. What I say, ye levy, betting taxes, COVID levy, Nina on airport levy, near Jarino, on name. But Muchuma, Sisia, and Hobom de Gua Quemua, Ghana phobia tax, road to almost the other back from new finance minister, also road to an idiot, a besamba back, in Kutiweso.
I've studied the Ghana economy for some time, and I can say without mentioning a word that Ghana has huge potential when it comes to tax revenue mobilization. You don't necessarily have to increase taxes before you rake in revenue. We have the handles. What we need to do is to improve compliance. I will work with the JRA, the tax policy unit of the Ministry of Finance, to ensure that we increase compliance and to raise the revenue as much as we can. In the medium term, it is my vision, when approved, to increase the revenue from 13.8, tax revenue from 13.8% of GDP to about 16 to 18%. That will be able to compare ourselves to our peers. I believe the potentials are out there. It doesn't necessarily mean we should increase taxes. Yes, we have obviously announced that we are going to scrap certain taxes. We'll stick to just that. But it doesn't also mean that we don't care about the revenue. We care about the revenue. And we will have to do more on revenue. But it doesn't necessarily mean we should increase taxes. Some of the taxes out there are not bringing in the revenue that it should. For example, the betting tax is bringing in less than 50 million Ghana cedis a year. It's a nuisance tax. Scrapping 50 million Ghana cedis will not mean anything in a way that will affect the economy if you are to adjust, particularly from the expenditure side. I mean, the noise with the betting tax and all does not comprehend the imposition of such a tax. And so I believe that scrapping such a tax will not necessarily affect the forward march of the Ghanaian economy. Thank you.
Intuitia, we Hon Ato Forson, a bro copy of vetting committee on the Ministry of what? Finance Minister, or copy or and I didn't come at 2 years in that year, community, on here for you, now comedy. Mudin, Komoka, Crano, Moody, a grown no Mudin, Como, what is it? Was in Nano. Afenyo-Markin SN just 4 months was a 4 months pay and Afenyo sen what it was Afenyo just 4 months pay Afenyo to me but that no be run hoda at the same time no you senior parliament at the chain where you true was only the kind one term na akwakoye agro akwakoye fan in the vetting committee and the course don't forget to subscribe, like and share when I drop any new video. By tomorrow we'll be at the vetting center again. I say thank you.